Becky Lynch is good, but good.
Give me a towel! Give me a towel!
Thank you, everybody, for checking out another episode of Too Late to Sleep. As always, I am your host, The Tramp. Let's get right to it with the week in wrestling that was. This week marked the start of Season 2 of WCPW, and I was wrong. I'm happy to admit it. The new commentators are here to stay, and on his WTF moments for the episode this week, King Ross acknowledged that when he did the job, he was shit at it. So, nothing to complain about there. Let's start off the show on a positive note with the crowd going crazy for the former Damien Sandow, now known as Aaron Stevens.
And we don't need these guys coming from America, Japan, Germany, doesn't matter where they come from, they don't deserve a place here. Let's build our own wrestling community. Let's make ourselves great.
Ball against this former WWE superstar. Williams. Up high. Oh my goodness!
Mike!
Oh, the Damien! Oh, low blow!
Oh, yeah, and towards the end there, Doug Williams tried to kill himself to get out of the match. Season 2 also brought with it the debut of women's wrestling in WCPW.
Season is starting, and that's B. Priestley Hills in a very long time. By a lot of them, I would assume.
What is that? Once she's done with it, I would carry on
Oh
doing it.
no! Stop it!
Just saying. Like,
You are-
Oh, she heard me. She.
Oh no! Reality from Nixon Newell.
Oh, Canadian Destroyer.
Yes, they do say that British entertainment is much more sophisticated than American entertainment. I also want to bring you this bit from a match with Johnny Moss.
Gonna pick up Drake, maybe.
Drake looks terrified, and so he should. Oh, shit! No,
Hang on a second.
Dave, he's got both of them.
No, surely not. Surely not. A double suplex by Johnny Moss. Look at that power.
With the exchange rate from British to American, that's equal to one American wrestler. So, there you go. Making it into Too Late to Sleep for the first week is Pro Wrestling Gorilla. I'm not sure. They have a gorilla for their logo, but it's Gorilla. We'll just say Pro Wrestling Gorilla. Pro Wrestling Gorilla, because they released their trailer for the DVD release of PWG 13. I want to bring your attention to one match in particular.
Guys know each other extremely well. Powerbomb! Oh! Be prepared. This is foresight.
I don't even have a joke for that. I really just want an excuse to say Trent out loud. I have a soft spot for names with punctuation as part of them. Trent? 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 This week's Raw, once again, saw Finn Balor getting mocked by Seth Rollins.
Finn Balor is some pieced together little, Irish mythology thing. Finn means famous warrior, and Balor means demon king. Finn Balor, you are disrespectful, you are arrogant, you are ignorant, and I am none of those things.
What WWE left out of the YouTube clip that they posted that, though, was Rollins giving himself a name along the lines of Finn Balor's. Luckily, though, I did do some digging, and I found a clip of it.
I'm Galactic President Superstar McAwesomeville.
Then there was this bit at the end of the promo where he had a long, rambling story about meeting the love of his life, except he was still in love with the woman he had met before, and it kind of put a damper on the whole thing. A lot of people didn't like it. I did, but a lot of people weren't happy with how it ended. Lana and Rusev were married in real life last week, but according to Connecticut wrestling law, you cannot have a real wedding involving wrestling personalities without having a TV wrestling wedding or a reasonable facsimile thereof to follow. So on Raw, they had a reenactment of the wedding, the reception. I'm not sure anybody that actually works in creative on Raw has ever been to a wedding, but this is what they think it's like. Of course, interrupted by Roman Reigns.
Well, if you're not going to accept my challenge, then you're going to hear my toast. I came all the way out here to be the best man, so I'm going to do a toast. Hold up. Never had the opportunity to see a marriage between a Bulgarian Sasquatch and a mail-order bride.
Oh no, and Rusev had enough. Oh no. Would you stop?
Yeah, there's also another relevant Connecticut wrestling law dealing with cake on a wrestling show that came into play there. Yeah. Rusev also closed out the show, though in an impromptu United States Championship main event facing Cesaro after Cesaro had twice defeated Sheamus in the past this week and the week before. So considering wrestling tropes and the fact that a United States Championship match had already been set for SummerSlam against a specific rival, there was really only one way that this could end.
See if he can pull it off. He's doing it. This has been a bad night for the champ. Gonna step through, looking for the sharpshooter. He's got it. Cesaro may have him tapped. Cesaro may tap Rusev here. Cesaro staying on the ball. And he just stunned him in the eye. And a kick right to the face by Sheamus.
Formulaic booking. Where would we be without you? Please answer that. I would love to know. Also on Raw, we saw the feud between the Club and the New Day heat up as Doc Gallows and one-time G1 finalist beating Kenny Omega as a gaijin there. Carl Anderson gave a diagnosis of Big E.
I'm Dr. Anderson.
And I'm Dr. Gallows.
Doctor?
Doctor. We recently completed emergency surgery on the New Day's Big E, the results of which were nuts.
It kind of makes you want to bawl your eyes out, doesn't it, Doctor?
It does make me a little bit testy.
Before a match between Gallows and Kofi Kingston.
Just raw power muscling Kofi Kingston over that top rope. 6'8" over 3. Oh, face first goes Kofi. And here's the cover on Kofi Kingston, and it's over. Just like that. The doctors are back at work.
Maybe Woods can defend those tag team titles by himself at SummerSlam.
Oh, come on, guys. Oh, and Xavier Woods with the equalizer.
Does Lights of London insure testicles? Because if I'm Xavier Woods, and I'm not, but who wouldn't want to be, I'd be thinking about taking out a policy before Raw on Monday. SmackDown this week started with Bray Wyatt, seemingly still trying to insert himself into the main event despite not being in the SummerSlam title match. But I have to say, from his perspective, it seems like it's going well.
Bray Wyatt setting him up. Oh, wow. Got Ambrose on the button.
Now, that's a pretty decent spot if you're going to have a triple threat match, but that's not the case. Now, is it? Is it WWE? Is it? Oh God, that's not the case, is it? It's not going to be a triple threat. You only have 1 week left to set up. Don't. No. Okay, reset. Heath Slater had a match on SmackDown. He faced Rhino, and if he had won, he was going to get a contract with SmackDown. Now, of course, Heath Slater doesn't beat Rhino. Spoiler if you didn't see the show. I don't know why you're watching this anyway, but he didn't win, but he looked great in his loss. And Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan were discussing it in their office when this. I'll show you.
Heath Slater actually kind of embodies Team Blue's fighting spirit. He may have lost tonight, but he showed a lot of heart, you know?
I can hold my head up high, coming in here and telling both of you losers that I am out. SmackDown Live doesn't deserve Heath Slater.
So apparently Heath Slater's modeling his career path after my own. He must read my Facebook wall. I'm so proud. Pardon me, I'm a little verklempt and without a future. This week's NXT was in a bit of a holding pattern. It's weird. The closer you get to a takeover, they kind of slow down as opposed to Raw and SmackDown, which speed up on the closer you get to the big shows. But we did learn this about Mojo Rawley in the his main event match with Samoa Joe.
This is what Mojo alluded to earlier tonight.
You don't headbutt. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Mojo broke the unwritten rule. You don't headbutt a Samoan. But apparently the same applies for Mojo Rawley.
I don't know what to say about that. They acknowledge the Samoan headbutt rule, and somehow Mojo's, and I really don't know what to say about that. I couldn't leave that out of this. So let's move on to the launch of round 2 of the Global Cruiserweight Classic. I don't have any clips for the matches, not that they weren't available, but I couldn't break down bits of the matches that really did them justice. They were great matches. They've got longer time limits on round 2. I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you haven't seen it, go out and watch it. I just want to show you this bit after the main event match between Cedric Alexander and Kota Ibushi. That thumbs up didn't mean that he's getting signed, by the way. That was just Triple H expressing his satisfaction at finally getting Cedric Alexander to leave ringside after 20 minutes out there. Remember earlier, just a few minutes ago, beginning of the show, when I told you that Damien Sandow was now Aaron Stevens? Whoops! Second name change in a week. No, now he's on Impact Wrestling, and he's Aaron Rex. Let's take a listen.
And my way is not only going to change the landscape, but it's going to change the very template of our industry.
Let's see, an underappreciated and underutilized WWE talent goes to TNA to stretch their legs and be a bigger deal. Yeah, that's a new and totally changed template for the industry, man. Good job. Yeah. Finally, before we leave you this week, I have this clip for you from Broken Matt Hardy, who cut a promo on his brother Nihiro.
No, we can never, ever go back. The Hardys are over. And you will do everything I say, or I will delete you forever. So tonight, you continue your odyssey to regain my World Tag Team titles.
There's no time cuts in that clip. I condensed it down, but what you have went straight through. That is how quickly Broken Matt Hardy went from going to say there are no more Hardy Boys to saying he now wants the Hardy Boys to win the Tag Team Championship together. That quickly. Never change, TNA. Never change. That'll do it for Too Late to Sleep this week. Feel free to join us at the Reddit Country Club. The link is in the description down below, as always, so you can join in on our weekly discussion. If you enjoyed it, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode, and hit like so YouTube knows that I'm awesome, you're awesome, we're both awesome. We can be together in awesomeness, but you got to hit the like button for that. As always, I've been the Tramp. Cheers.
Hey, yo, man. Hosby ease nuts.